Welcome back to another episode of Just Ask Vince. Vince, one thing I wanted to talk about today was a Highline. You know, as people are taught Highline in their basic rescue classes, it seems like they get it real good in the classroom, but a month or two later when they come back to it, it's like they shy away from actually doing it. You know, when you see the entire Highline set up, it seems complicated. It has so many pieces. Is it really that complicated?
No, really it's not, Carney. It's like you hit the nail on the head right there. It's a bunch of single components put together to make something that's fairly complex. But as you'll see today, when we rig the Highline, it's really just utilizing those bits and pieces that you've already learned along the way. Stuff like anchors and mechanical advantage systems, stuff we've already covered in some of our episodes, and we're going to put them together today to get the Highline into operation.
Okay, this is the first of 3 of the series that will go together on the Highline. Vince, explain the components we have already laid out for us.
Okay, what we've got right here, this tan line with the blue tracers in it, this is going to be our Highline, and then the blue rope with the yellow tracer through it is actually a 3-to-1 Z-drag system, which we've already covered mechanical advantage systems in one of our other previous episodes of the Ask Vince show.
Okay.
With that, we've taken the main Highline and we've tied it off on this side with a tensionless hitch to give us a strong high point on the opposite side. And then over here we've taken the 2-inch webbing and the 1-inch webbing, and we've created a couple of anchors. It doesn't matter if you use a multi-wrap, a wrap 3, pull 2, whatever works for the situation based on the equipment and your needs, long as it's a sufficient anchor. What we're going to do now is we're going to pick up the Highline and we're going to just put the initial tension on the system. What you can see right here is we've got a couple of tandem triple wrap Prusiks that we've placed on this Highline, and these are going to be our attachment point for our mechanical advantage system. The mechanical advantage system is going to attach right here, and it's going to allow us to put the tension on the system. Now, a common mistake that people think is that they think you've got to put a super amount of tension on this Highline, and that's not always the case. All we're looking for is for the Highline to clear the obstacles that we have to clear. The more tension you put on this system, you put a tremendous amount of force on your anchors, and that's based on the geometry of the Highline. It's a vectoring force down, and it multiplies greatly at the ends. So really, we're normally looking at about a 10% sag. So if you're looking at 100 feet, you're thinking about a 10% sag in the middle. A couple of rules of thumb we typically see used are the 12-to-1, based on the mechanical advantage and the number of rescuers putting tension on the system. We typically use a 12-to-1 safety factor so that we don't over tension the system.
Okay, what do you want to do next, Vince?
Okay, next we're going to take this Z-drag, this 3-to-1 mechanical advantage system, and we're going to attach it to these tandem triple wrap Prusiks on the actual Highline.
All right, as you see, we've already rigged our Z-drag. If you need information on exactly how to rig the Z-drag, that's also available on another Ask Vince video. Okay, Vince?
Okay, once we've got to this point, you can see the main line has actually got 2 tandem triple wrap Prusiks hooked to the 2-inch webbing, and that's going to be our capture device. Once we pull tension on this, and again we talked about that 12-to-1 safety factor, since this is a 3-to-1 mechanical advantage, we wouldn't want to use any more than 4 people to tension this Highline.
Okay. All right, Vince, so we're ready to actually tension our Highline. Again, our Highline is a tan and blue trace rope at the top. We're using our blue rope here to actually provide that tension. Explain exactly what we're going to do that.
Okay, as I pull on the 3-to-1 mechanical advantage system, it's going to put tension into the Highline, and that tension is going to allow us to clear the height, to clear the obstacle. This could be to clear some trees if you're trying to move a patient off of a cliffside. It could be to clear equipment like air conditioning units on the ground. It could be to clear a river if you were working in a water rescue environment, trying to cross over the water.
So as you're pulling on the mechanical advantage, I'm capturing with my tandem triple wrap Prusiks here. Okay?
Okay.
Now we let it off, and our Highline is in place.
At this point, once the system's in place, we got a couple of options. One is we could take this whole mechanical advantage system and move it back here and put tension on it and tie it off. That would allow us to clear it out of our way so we can move back and forth across the Highline. Also, what it would allow us to do is if we needed to retension the system, it would still be in place, or it could actually act as a backup if we were going to utilize just these tandem triple wrap prusik right here for the anchor. Some people like to leave the tandem triple wrap prusiks in as their primary anchor, and if they start seeing some slippage, they know they're putting excessive force on the system. Others feel that they're better off to just take and tie the main line off, and they would take this tail and tie it off to a substantial anchor behind them.
Okay. Multiple options of the toolbox we can use. The key is to make sure we've always got a safety and the system is safe.
That's right. We're going to have a backup. You know, we got multiple anchors right here.
Okay. So this is the basic setup of hanging the Highline, putting the tension on the Highline. What are we going to do in our next 2 episodes?
Okay, in the next episode, we're going to go over how to rig the English reeve.
All right, our next episode is going to be the English reeve.